Hello and welcome. If you're here, it's because you're interested in becoming a custom clothier, whether doing it on a part-time basis or a full-time basis. Either way, it's a great industry to get into, whether you're looking at it as a side hustle or a full-time career. Now, we're going to cover everything that is included with our program, but also some industry insights and potential for growth when becoming a custom clothier. You're probably wondering, the biggest question of all, can I really do this? Can I be successful at it? And how much money could I possibly make being a custom clothier? Well, as you know, the fashion industry, or just clothing industry in general, has some of the largest margins in business. Whether what industry you're talking about, when you're talking about fashion, the markup is always astronomical. And that's clearly the case with custom clothing as well. Let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about to just kind of whet your appetite as we get started on this road. And I'm going to talk frankly and candidly throughout this entire video series. We're going to break this down into 4 parts. This is the first part. The first part, what we're going to talk about is the potential and the opportunity for growth within this industry. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. And here's the beautiful thing about it. It's really a niche industry as well, meaning there's not that many people doing custom clothing and selling custom clothing as a custom clothier or made to measure garments, producing those for other people. We're going to use those terms interchangeably, made to measure and custom clothing. One of the beautiful things about that is if you break into this industry, whatever town, city, region that you live in, you're probably going to be one of the only a handful of people that's even offering this service. I also mentioned the margins just a few minutes ago. The margins on clothing are amazing, and you're going to see exactly what I mean in a second when I give you a couple examples to really think about when you're contemplating diving in to this industry. The first example I want to share with you is a post that I put out on Instagram that did very, very well and got a lot of interest by people like yourself who are interested in becoming a custom clothier. And maybe you were one of those people who saw the video where I said that you could easily make $5,000 part-time selling custom clothing. And you may look at that number and say, wow, that's a pretty good salary, maybe even for some people, depending on what region of the country you live in. But here's the thing. Again, I did mention $5,000. That was in sales. Let me clarify that. But here's how you could do it. Even if you did it on a part-time basis, think about how much you would actually bring home out of that $5,000. All right? I'm going to break this down for you. We're going to start it off just like this with the example of $5,000 in sales per month. Let's say on average, and this is the industry average for a custom suit is going to cost about $1,000 per month on average. So, how many suits would it take you to make this $5,000 in sales? Well, let's break it down. 3 suits at $1,000 each would be $3,000. Easily could see that, right? Now let's say you also have into your mix of clothing that you sell, overcoats, shirts, or maybe even it's shoes as well. But for the example that we're going with, we're going to keep it very simple and basic. We're going to talk about shirts, we're going to talk about overcoats, and suits. So let's say you sell 3 suits at $1,000 each. That's $3,000. Now, let's say you position yourself to sell your overcoats at $750, also another industry average. Let's say you sell 2 overcoats in a month. That's another $1,500. Now, let's say you sell 3 shirts. Our shirts range about $150 to $175, and that's industry average for a custom shirt. 3 shirts, that brings you up to $5,000. So $3,000, 1, 2, 3 suits, $3,000. 1, 2 overcoats, you're at $4,500. 3 shirts, there's your other $500. You're at $5,000, just like that. And all you really had to sell in total was 3 suits, 2 coats, and 3 shirts. And in my experience in doing this for the last 10 years, you could easily find one customer that's going to purchase 2 suits and a shirt. Generally, that goes hand in hand. and another customer that might buy one suit and a shirt, and then you might find one other customer that buys one overcoat, and then you find another customer that buys one overcoat in that month. That's only 4 customers to make that $5,000 in sales. Now, right there, you can see the potential that is there to make your money back on your initial investment on getting into this industry. And I'm sure you want to know, okay, what's the investment? And we're going to get into that in a minute. And I'll break it down numerically so you can see that it's very low risk getting into this industry. Now, hopefully I have your attention at that point. You're thinking, I could probably do this. I could get 4 to 5 customers per month, even if I'm doing this on a part-time basis. And I've seen and helped many people do this, and they can attest to the fact, yeah, 1 person per week should be very doable if you're using marketing, you're running ads, social media, or just tapping into your network. But now we're going to take a step back from that. Now that you have a little time to digest the numbers and kind of do the math in your head and really think about how you can break into this industry. And here's the funny thing about it, because I was just like you. If you were thinking about getting into this custom clothing industry and you've been doing the research and you found me somehow, then I know that you know that there are gatekeepers within this industry. I've had countless meetings with people who are interested in being part of the Custom Clothier Academy, or they DM me or send me messages and emails asking me how to get in this industry, and they tell me nobody will tell them how to get into this industry. Nobody will tell them how to get the connections that you need with the factories, because you don't have to learn how to sew. All you have to do is be good at customer service, have a general sense of fashion knowledge, and be good with people. That's really it. Those are the ways that you can have real success within this industry. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. And if you watched our Custom Clothier Boot Camp, then you know everything in depth about this industry and how hard it is to break into it. And if you haven't watched the Custom Clothier Boot Camp, I'll put links to it as well. And this is something that goes even more in depth. But for today, I want you to just realize the opportunity that is there, the potential for growth, the margins on custom clothing, so that you understand that it's really hard to lose financially in this industry. And then also realize and acknowledge that without having somebody that can plug you into these different areas of production, manufacturing, getting the fabric books to display, learning how to do the measuring process, learning how to have all of your administrative pieces in place, you just won't be able to do it. And I'm being totally frank, because there just is gatekeepers that will not allow you into this industry. And it's probably why you're here right now. The reason why is because this is a cottage industry. It's a very niche industry, and it's very closed off. And for a lot of years, it was only relegated to those in Europe that were really just controlling this industry. There was guys in the UK. Of course, everybody knows Savile Row, but also you had the UK, you've got Hong Kong. They do a great job of tailoring. And then you also have the Italians, and they have this industry on lockdown. And if you think they're just going to cough up their resources and expose all the secrets of the industry and just give them to you for free, you're sadly mistaken. And that's exactly where I was too, in your position, scouring the internet late at night, trying to find a way in, and it just doesn't happen. Over the years, I grew my business of selling men's neckties and accessories, and I had a monthly subscription club, and we'll get into all that later. But eventually I broke into this industry, and people continued to ask me these questions over and over. How can I be involved? And I finally decided, instead of just shooting everybody down and telling them no, I'm going to put together a comprehensive program and a guide with video instruction and very detailed instructions, and give them the blueprint of how to get in this industry, and then also serve as a liaison into the industry, connecting you with the manufacturing, the production, and all the physical pieces that you need. And also, in addition to that, the knowledge and the experience and the know-how that I've gained over the last 10 years, package it up and then deliver it to you, the consumer, the person who wants to get into this industry, for a price and for a fee. And the reason why I decided to do that is because I didn't want to be one of those gatekeepers. I didn't want to just keep people out of the industry, but I also realized, and I hope you do too, that having 10 years experience in making countless number of connections with this industry, it didn't make any sense for me to simply give it away for free. Because when you give people things for free, most times they don't appreciate it. But if you put in a little bit of an investment, that lets me know you're serious. And we don't pull anything. We don't hold anything back. We give you everything that we have in regards to resources and helping you get your own custom labels. We get you the tools that you need to present to clients. We teach you how to work with clients. We teach you how to do trunk shows. We teach you the measuring process. We teach you customer service. We teach you marketing. We teach you everything that you need to know about the custom clothing industry in this course. So if this sounds like something you're interested, continue watching the next 3 parts of this series. And the way I'm going to round this one out and kind of close this one out is by giving you just a little bit more taste of the numbers and the margins that we're talking about, that's going to whet your appetite and let you know you're in the right place. We have the experience, we have the knowledge, we have the know-how, been doing it since 2014, and now we're going to help you at the same time. One of the last things I'm going to leave you with in this first section is a financial number, and it's all about the margins. When it comes to business, if you don't have cash flow and you're not making sales, you've got nothing. So the better margins you have, the better chance you have at success, right? So let me give you an idea of some of the margins on our custom clothing. If you were to join the Custom Clothier Academy and have access to our manufacturing and have access to our methods and everything that's in place that comes with being a custom clothier, you're looking at, on average, $350 for the cost of a custom suit delivered to you. Now, remember what I said at the beginning. The average custom suit in the US sells for around $1,000. And the beautiful thing is, we don't make the price for you of where you want to sell your custom clothing. Myself, others that I've helped, those that are in the academy, and my business associates, we all set our own pricing. And it ranges sometimes between $750 to $800 on the low end. And I've seen people sell custom suits, 2-piece suits, all the way up to $1,200, $1,300 for a suit. So what I'm saying is, somewhere in that price range, you figure out where you want to be, but it's only going to cost you $350 to produce that suit. So let's say, for the sake of math, that you're going to sell your suits for the industry average of $1,000. That means for every suit you sell, you're going to make $650 in profit. Now multiply that times 4. That's only 1 suit per week. That's a potential of an extra $2,600 into your pocket every month by only selling 1 suit per week. But we're going to show you how to not just get by and get into the industry, but also we're going to show you how to thrive in this industry by doing your marketing, by ramping up your social media, and also by learning how to do custom trunk shows, where you travel around and meet with 10 to 15 individuals in one weekend. And if you do the math on that, let's just say 10. You meet with 10 clients and you close those 10 clients in a weekend at a trunk show, and they all spend on average $1,000 with you. That's just them buying 1 suit, no shirts. That's $10,000 in sales in a weekend. If that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. And you may be saying to yourself, I'm not sure if I can do it. I assure you, you can. With our help, following our system, and actually putting in the work, it's actually quite easy to do. It's not that difficult. And this is the reason why people are gatekeeping and don't want you in on the action and getting a slice of the pie. My last question that I'm going to answer for you is, well, if other people are gatekeeping, then Rich, why aren't you? The thing is, because I'm convinced it really doesn't matter if other people get into the industry if we do it the right way. And collectively, if there is enough of us in this industry, then the perception is going to change and shift from just guys in Europe being the go-to brands to us being the go-to brands and the experts when it comes to fashion. And if you've been around for any number of time and you've been interested in fashion or dressing well, or people compliment you on how you look, then you know that historically we know how to represent and dress well and turn heads when we step out. And if you're watching this right now, then I know that you're one of those people who more than likely get compliments all the time when you're out on the town. And think about this. All those compliments you get, those are potential customers. Because when they ask you why you look so good or where you got that suit, you can simply answer them and let them know that this is my brand. I have my own brand of custom clothing, and I can do the same thing for you so that you can look as good as I do. Now, I don't know if that's going to be your elevator speech or whatever the case may be, but I do know that every time I go out, right in this pocket right here, I keep some business cards, and when people ask me questions or give me a compliment, I'm right there with it to let them know what I do and how they can get in touch with me. And you should do the exact same thing. The next thing we're going to talk about is more about the industry, what you get with this program, and also you're going to learn a little bit more about me so that you can have confidence that you're with the right person that's going to guide you to success. If you're interested to learn more, click on the next video, and you can always reach out to me directly via phone 567-343-1746. And don't forget, you can set up a free consultation to talk to me directly and speak to me about this opportunity if you have even more questions that may not be covered in this video series. Full transparency is what I want. I want us to take over this industry, and together, I believe we can do it.